Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to Ethernal Realms and welcome to your reading. So this one is your tarot prediction for June, and I've already made an astrology reading for you guys as well, so you can check that out. It'll give you a lot more context on what's happening in the skies and how you are being affected by it. So let's get started and see what the first major highlight of the month is for you. We have chair empty, signifying someone is leaving your life. Second major highlight is that time to get out of a situation with pale. And the third major highlight is July. Okay, in your tarot cards, we have the first one as the Four of Wands, clarified by the Knight of Swords. All right, the second one is Six of Swords, clarified by the Fool. Then we have the Three of Wands, clarified by the Five of Pentacles. Then we have the Six of Wands, clarified by the Ten of Cups. Okay. And finally, we have the Star, clarified by the Three of Swords. A very deep month for you guys. So, okay. I actually did your astrology reading right before I'm doing your tarot, so it's a little bit fresh in my mind as well. And one thing to note was that your 10th house was squaring with your 7th house. Gemini and Pisces is coming through, and I did talk about a disillusionment happening regarding relationships, or like how much time you split between your work and your partnerships. That's going to come up to the forefront, and you might be torn in these two directions, and something has to give, or there needs to be some adjustments that need to be made, and both sides of life have to co-create with you in order to make this balance happen, for sure. In some cases, because we have Neptune going retrograde at the end of the month, there can be a sense of the delusion comes to light, and things you thought were perfect appear to not be perfect anymore. And generally when Neptune is direct, it's all about like keeping the peace, keeping the harmony, and even if there are flaws, Neptune has this tendency to ignore it or like put a mask over it, so we don't have to deal with the unpleasant reality. But when it goes retrograde, it has no problem showing to us what was not working or what is not fitting in our life anymore, and it does so for a reason. And that's that we can't live in delusion forever, or we can't live in, dreamland forever. It's very nice, it's very beautiful, and we should definitely have that experience for a long time in our lives, but we also need to see the reality of things. So this is giving me that vibe that the truth comes out of a certain connection, and you might not enjoy what is coming through, and in some cases it can indicate a breakup, but just so I'm being clear here, this is, you are in charge here, okay? It's not that someone else is leaving you, because it does say you are getting out of a situation. It's time for you to get out of that situation. So if you're happily in a relationship that is stable and established in some way, then don't worry. It's not going to be something that comes out of the blue and nothing like that. But if you already have a feeling that there's something going on that's not really the best, you're not being treated fairly, or someone is not giving you enough time or attention, and they forget to show up, or they're absent in some way, but you've just been going along hoping that time is going to heal everything, or it's just going to work out sometime, that the person is going to change their mind, etc., then you might be disappointed, because that it seems as though you're done with it. You're like, I'm going to go and explore new connections, and you have no shortage of new connections, okay? You are looking forward to the future, and you're very self-secure and assured of what you have to contribute within a relationship. You are a very loyal sign. If you want to connect with someone, you are going to connect with them. You are going to spend your time, you're going to be present for their needs as well. So to see that there is little to no reciprocity from the other side is not going to fly anymore. Okay, so the tensions that crop up in this month, and there are quite a few sprinkled throughout, can make you realize that you have different goals in life, and that does not gel with the people you have surrounded yourself with. And by people, I mean one-to-one connections. For some of you, it can even be that you no longer care about what other people have to say about you, so you're just going to continue, asserting yourself confidently and doing what makes you feel right in the world, in the pursuit of your own individual goals, while at the same time you're still making a difference in the world. You're not sacrificing who you are. It's just that you're changing the way you approach things. The perspective is shifting. And with the Four of Wands and the Knight of Swords, it looks as though you're meeting your friends. You might be traveling to meet your friends, or you're connecting with them via email or video calls or something like that, where there is a reunion and a form of celebration as well. Some of you are completing some type of achievement too, so everyone's gathering together to have fun and celebrate the achievements. Same goes with the Six of Wands and the Ten of Cups. You're very overjoyed and you feel lucky. You feel satisfied and lucky that you've achieved something. There can be a sense of overflowing emotions as well, and gratitude to the universe and the world in general, that you were able to get out of a difficult situation, or that the truth came out finally, and that helps you out move on, and establish newer, healthier relationships with yourself and also other people, making room and making space for a lot better things to come. You're looking forward to July as well, and even though there have been some people leaving your life, or you have left some people, you are definitely optimistic about what is to come next. Now, the Six of Swords and the Fool indicates that you can be traveling to some place you've never seen before. So there is a sense of adventure here, but this can be a metaphorical journey as well, that you are traveling or transitioning to a new state of being or a new state of perception. It's as though you're seeing a new world, and you can see that this lady is only carrying one suitcase. She's not carrying her entire house. It means you're taking only what is essential to the next phase of your life. And the universe is going to provide the rest. You will have the shops, you will have the people, you will have the information as well, everything that you need in order to move ahead in your life. Okay, now some of you can be taking up, there can be a presentation that you're making, so you are in the spotlight and people are watching you and you're doing a really good job, and that's something that's worthy of celebrating, or it sets the path, it sets the tone for your next promotion or your next role. Maybe some leaders look at you and they're like, okay, that person would be perfect for my project or my team, and so you are placed under consideration, but you might not know about that yet. Now, the Star and the Three of Swords indicates that there is a healing after a breakup, so or like a disappointment as well. Even if there is something that did not work, you're not disheartened by it, and that's a very wonderful thing that's coming through here. And the day that Neptune is turning retrograde as well, I mentioned in the astrology reading that all is not lost. You still have your emotions in place. You're still spiritually connected and emotionally connected, so you're trusting that things that are leaving have a purpose, and thank goodness they left, because it makes space for so many better things to come. And I'm not just saying that to be encouraging. I mean that literally, given that it's literally there in the astrology. You can listen to that one if it interests you. But wow, really strong stuff, and there's a lot of positive things here. I've not seen the combination of the 4, 3, 6 of Wands plus the 10 of Cups as well, plus the Star. There's like a lot of these things mean that there's a wish that's coming true. Something you once thought was really far away is not so far away. You can almost feel it, you can almost sense it. And it can be that you're making some travel plans for July, so you're excited by the thought of the plans coming up, social events coming in, and some friends could have their birthday as well. I'm hearing birthday. You might have your birthday, you might be a Virgo rising with like Cancer in your chart, or Leo in your chart as well. So something is going on here. So it's a nice social event, but also you're having some time to yourself. Whenever we have things happening in the 12th house, you have Mars and Venus here, by the way. Whenever we have things happening there, it's bound that we are going to leave behind toxicities. That's just the nature of the 12th house. It's the purging section. We no longer need to attach ourselves to someone or something, and we are fine without. Okay, because we're constantly connected with our spiritual essence and to the spiritual essence of the universe entirely. So that's what you're feeling here. It's as though the purpose is awakened and you can almost see something, even if there is nothing tangible yet that's happening. But it's kind of brewing, the brewing phase. That's what I'm constantly feeling. Now, 3 of Wands as well can indicate some travel plans coming up. So 3 travel indicators coming through, and connections with friendships, building new network. You can even be letting go of certain, associations and friend groups as well. And you are then pursuing some newer options, which speak to you more authentically. Okay, we have get back to elemental and creator earth. Now you are an earth sign, so that's coming through here. It says that, you're paying attention to the basics in life, and that's what is keeping you grounded. And it also means that your basic security and safety is taken care of throughout the month. Also, you're feeling really good about yourself. You might be caring for your physical well-being. Your career and finances are doing good, and you might be paying extra attention to these areas of life to make sure you're saving enough, or that you're not spending too much, you're not going too wild, because you still have some things saved up for yourself. Although you might have this temptation, that there are some temptations this month, okay? That you might feel a sense of temptation to spend a little bit more than you had promised yourself. So if you're saying 40% goes for savings, you might be like, how about 30 this month, or how about 25 this month? It's okay, it's just 1 month. So you might feel that inclination, but at the same time, you're doing a little bit of a push and pull. Like, I don't want to feel scarce. I don't want to be on the lesser side of my savings and things like that. It's a judgment call. It depends on what you're doing, of course, and what this money is going towards. But yes, that's something that's coming through. But you're enjoying a whole lot with your friends and close connections, for sure. And the achievements you're having gives you more of that reason to spend a little bit more, or to pamper yourself a little bit more. And especially if you're going through some relationship, turbulence, then you might want to treat yourself more as well. So sometimes it's fine. You don't have to beat yourself down if it goes down to like 25% saving or whatever the case is. Sometimes it happens, and if that's what you really need to make yourself feel better temporarily, then for sure, to each their own, right? We have 2 6s coming in, and that is indicative of harmony. And we have 3 and 3 coming in as well, which talks about guidance. So even though this is, there are like the lows of this month, you're still guided towards something that's a lot more peaceful and harmonious to you. And you can feel that throughout the month as well. What else do we have for Virgos, please, for the month of June? We have Sagittarius, Neptune, and the 11th house. We do have a Sagittarius full moon, by the way. I don't quite remember the date. I think that's on the 4th, I think. And that's going to be in your 4th house. Interesting, 4th and 4th. So there can be some changes in the home life as well. Maybe the place where you are, you're like, okay, well, this is a nice establishment, and some of you could be having a housewarming party, but you might be planning to move again soon because you have some other ventures, and for that you might have to break a contract. Let's say you have a year contract of residence, and you might have to say bye-bye earlier on in order to pursue something else, maybe because of joining a new team, career change, or education, or maybe you want to live with someone else. Something is changing here, and Neptune is coming up, and that talks about the illusion and delusion type of quality. So if you're planning to move in with your partner, I think you're like figuring out, you're having some important conversations and having some discussions as well. Maybe you're talking to your friends about it too, to collect some additional information. to make sure that there's no underhanded situation, or like what their thoughts are in general. Otherwise, you might be talking with your partner about do your ideals match, do your belief systems match. You're having a deeper conversation, and throughout this, you might discover that you don't have the same vision for your future life. For those, again, in an established relationship, you might still decide to move in together, but there are some particulars that are not yet figured out this month, but the plans are still in place. So it depends on your individual circumstance, so take it as it resonates. So that's what I have for you, Virgos. Thanks so much for being here. I hope the messages help you out. Let me know your thoughts, and if you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box and the comment below. I will see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye.